Good afternoon, Matt. Yes, you're the author of a biography of Michael O'Leary. You know how good he is at generating headlines during summer and quiet periods. The reality is that he's reacting to an increase in disruptive behaviour. It's across the network. It's particularly focused on flights from Liverpool, Manchester, Glasgow. There have been a few Irish as well. But he's saying something that's a little bit different from what he said before. Alcohol has always been a factor with aviation, and excessive drinking has always been a factor. He's saying that something more sinister is happening. There's drugs involved. There's reactions between prescription drugs and alcohol. The number of incidents is increasing. It's a health and safety issue for his staff, and he's trying to push the onus back onto the airports and say, put a limit of 2 alcoholic drinks on passengers in the airport before they present at the gate. Yeah, it's not exactly like a secondary school where everybody queues up and gets their food and drink in one place. The reality is the airport is a collection of franchisees, all of whom are selling their wares, selling their product, competing with each other. And there is licensing laws which make it possible to get very early morning drinks in the airport because, as you know, the really busy period of the airport is not as it is with the rest of society late in the evening. It's very early in the morning from 6 a.m. till about 9 a.m. The wave of flights go off, including the key flights that are disruptive passengers gravitate towards. They tend to be Ibiza, they tend to be Alicante. You have all the sort of the yachting sailing types for Alicante sharing a flight with the hen parties and the stag parties from Benidorm. And the cabin crew can tell you in advance, Matt, where the trouble is going to be, where the disruptive behaviour is going to be, even before they get their roster. In reality, the cabin crew are not allowed. It's not even a Ryanair issue or a management issue. It's a safety issue that if a cabin crew overserve people on board, they can get in deep, serious trouble under international air safety regulations about that. So he's sort of accepting that the Ryanair crew will be policing this on board. What he says is that they can't police it when the passengers are out of sight, and hence his suggestion of the 2-drink rule. The number of disruptions related to alcohol isn't the main factor, according to the IATA stats, Matt. They've studied this and they've watched a rise of about 80% in disruptive and unruly incidents occurring worldwide, but about 49% of those are non-compliance with safety regulations. 27% are related to alcohol and other intoxication, and 24% with smoking. Not so big a problem in Europe, but a problem in other parts of the world. But we have seen a rise of trebling of the number of disruptive incidents in Irish airspace. Tends to be lower than the worldwide average, but it is rising. And in what I've noticed myself is that while I say excessive drinking has always been part of the holiday experience, anyone thinks that they drink a lot now should have been at Italia 90. But the difference I see is that a lot of passengers are on medication, larger amounts of medication than we've ever taken before, and sometimes there's a reaction there. Yeah, and what we can get a handle on from passengers is what prescription medication they're on. They're unlikely to say what illegal white powder is going up their nose, but your listener is absolutely right. The incidence of that is increasing and harder to measure than the old-fashioned how many drinks somebody's had.